Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Another new season. Nosebleed section is back. I'm your host, as always, Joe Anderson. I'm joined by my two boys and my co-host, Kuz and Abu. Say what's up, fellas. Say what's up.
What's going on, everybody?
What's good, Sports Mark family?
It's another season of football. Yes, preseason is here. It's been on for about a week or two now. We have so much that we have to cover. Not only preseason news, but we'll get to a lot. Um, you know, we're gonna try to condense the videos because I know we have these 2 hour long videos, and a lot of people are sit here and just watch for 2 hours. We get it, so we're gonna do our best. But listen, when we get talking sports, there's no stopping us. It just kind of happens. We go off the rails. We get it. Just drop us a comment and say like, "Yo, shut up and get to the point." Like we don't care. This is what happens with us. But before we jump in to all the other news and notes, we just on a serious note want to say rest in peace to Cedric Benson. As you guys may or may not know, he recently passed away. He was involved in a motorcycle accident. He's at the age of 36. It's a tragedy, definitely, and we don't know all the details. I haven't read all the details about it. I saw that his brother confirmed, I believe it was on his Facebook or Instagram page, that he passed away. And it's just a sad thing. He was a great running back. He was great in the NFL. He was a great running back. He was one of the best actually in Texas history. And big loss. You don't want to see people die, like, especially at the young age of 36. But we're gonna move on from it. We're gonna jump into a clown who's really annoying a lot of people. Antonio Brown, this helmet situation is just it's getting to the point where I was like, come on, bro, just everybody wants to. I want to call his bluff personally. Like he's gonna say he's gonna retire if he gets helmet. Retire then. First off, I don't care because I'm not a Raider fan, so I don't care. You just waste the Raiders picks. But which one do you want to talk about this? Who wants to be that guy? Anybody have their thoughts?
So I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't even need to call his bluff because that man loves money so much that he just got a new contract on top of his already new contract from the Steelers. And guess what? He don't get none of that money if he retires. So I promise you, he's not gonna retire. Second off, dude, give it up, man. I'm fucking tired about hearing about this goddamn helmet. Just wear the one that's certified. If anything happens, then now you can fucking sue the NFL if you really want to. I don't give a fuck. It's just a helmet. Guess what? His main complaint, I can see better with the old helmet. Well, that sucks. Guess what? Great receivers make do with what they got.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm not even gonna, not even gonna keep beating a dead horse on it. It's just
I would also like to add that I'm so stoked the Jets didn't trade for him because I didn't want him from the jump. I respect him as a player and his talent, tremendous talent. I don't like I don't like his attitude. It would have been terrible for our locker room, and I'm so glad we didn't trade for him.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head again. Yeah, it's sad that just a talented person on the field has to just be such a clown. Like it's a helmet. Like I get it. Like you were comfortable with it, and whatever. You've had the same helmet probably for all your time in Pittsburgh. It's an older helmet. Great, I get it. I understand. But like, look at all these other players, all those great other wide receivers that came after you. I mean, came before you, I should say. Like I didn't see Randy Moss and Jerry Rice on people complaining when they left. Like Jerry Rice left the Niners and he was on like Oakland and he was on the Broncos. So I didn't see him complaining about helmets. So like get over it. It's a helmet. You're in the Raiders now. You have another helmet. Get over it. You're just being an idiot at this point. Waste people's time. Being a baby. Get over it. Will you have anything? Or I know you're fired up. I know you. This next segment, Abu's coming, guys. If your kids are listening, put your kids to bed. This is gonna get real. I think.
Man, we do the we threw the family friendly shit out a while ago, probably
This
after
is
episode 1.
this
It's
is a
no holds
family.
barred out here.
It's preseason. This is a family show right now.
Nah, I don't give a fuck. No holds barred. Let it rip.
All right. Well, he just dropped an F bomb 5 minutes into the show, so it's no longer a family show.
That's a new record.
If you want to be technical, I dropped the F bomb in like my first statement. So let's get past that one. Actually, verbatim, what I said was, I don't give a fuck.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on. Oh boy! All right, here we go. I'm gonna introduce it, and I'm gonna probably step away because the food's gonna come in hot, and it might hit. I don't know. It might hurt somebody. So this whole situation with the Giants and the Browns, blah blah. Now Baker Mayfield's opened his mouth, and supposedly he's opened his mouth, and he said that he was surprised that the Giants. Along the lines that he was surprised that the Giants took Daniel Jones. Same comments on him being a reach and blah blah and whatnot. So then he came back later, and well, first off, Pat Shermer came back and said, this is unoriginal. Like you're talking about the same story, but I was talking about months ago. To where Baker Mayfield later came out and he said that he didn't say what was quoted of him. So we don't. I mean, I haven't read the original quote or text, whatever. You don't know if he said something one way and a reporter or whatever spun it a different way. So you don't know what was said, what was fact or fiction about it. Then on top of that, the whole situation again with Odell Beckham again feels that he needs to open his mouth and talk about the Giants and say that this whole thing was personal and it's due to the Browns to die, which to me is stupid because if you saw that the Browns roster, you wouldn't think that they're sending you to the Browns to die. If they want to send you somewhere to die, they'd look in the draft order and like trade you to like the Cardinals or something. I don't know. Trade you to like the Cardinals or the Jaguars or something. Like I don't know. But they wouldn't send you to the Browns with your best friend, Jarvis Landry, and Baker Mayfield, and all these other pieces that they have on offense and defense. So there's just it's not two different subjects, but this Giants Brown thing is just getting real old and redundant. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'll let Abu do what he has to do. Go ahead.
The thing that is really interesting to me that nobody seems to be talking about, how is it that more Giants news is coming out of the Cleveland Browns preseason and training camp than Cleveland Browns news is? That's the first point that I want to make. Number one, everybody knows how critical I was over the Daniel Jones draft pick. Literally. I was not for it. I was pissed the fuck off. I had to develop the whole, this is our quarterback now. I have to get on board with it. I have to support him. Not supporting him would be like wanting the pilot of the plane that you're flying to crash. It doesn't make any kind of sense because it doesn't help you out. It's not in your best interest. When Baker Mayfield first came into the league, I'm not going to lie, I was a big Baker Mayfield type of guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? His story was great. He came in with a fire, number one overall pick. There were so many speculations about who could go number one that year and ended up doing it. Cleveland last year, you know what I'm saying? They had their best season in a really long time. Baker Mayfield, in that time, since that season, you are only a god in Cleveland. You are not to be commenting on anybody else's team. You are not to be commenting on any other player. You shouldn't even be calling out players on your own team. I get it. You're the quarterback, and you've given them the best season that they've had in a really long time. But other than that, started out by calling out Duke Johnson, calling out other players on his own team before they were even off the team, saying that if they can't get with the program, they're better off somewhere else. Like, so is there no professionalism? Is there no diplomacy amongst players? Is there no like mutual respect where you don't call out other players? If you want to speak out on coaching staffs, organizations, GMs, whatever the case is, if you're a player, you don't call out other players. He's not coming for your job. He's not even a blip on your radar as of yet. We're still riding with Eli Manning. You would think that a guy who went to college, where did he go first? He went to Texas Tech, right?
Uh-huh.
Texas Tech. He walked on. Came to Oklahoma, walked on, got a scholarship, won the Heisman, number one overall draft pick. How are you not secure in what you are doing to the point where you have to comment on what another player is doing? Daniel Jones so far in this preseason has even proved myself wrong. His efficiency, his touch on the ball. Granted, he's not playing against first string defenses. I get it. I completely understand that. But for a rookie, he came out, he did his job, he didn't do anything wrong. And to say that it all depends on winning and some teams must forget that, do you not forget? Like, did you forget who you play for? You want to talk about winning? How about you give your team its first winning season and however many? How about you prove to not be another quarterback that they're done in 2 years with? Like now, all of a sudden, you guys are forming together. You would think that a team that has all this talent, that has all this ability, that has all this firepower would be secure of who the fuck they are and what they're trying to do and what they're trying to achieve. Like, what the fuck? Like, you guys are so... Freddie Kitchens isn't grabbing any of these players and being like, shut the fuck up. Stop talking about other teams and other players. We're the Cleveland fucking Browns. We have no right to talk about anybody. We've been the laughing stock. Literally, your fans show up to games with brown bags over their heads. Where else do you see that shit? So you want to talk about that? Whatever. Honestly, I'm completely off Baker Mayfield. For all the shit he's talking, he better come out and throw 4,000 yards and get 30 touchdowns. Odell Beckham, let me tell you something. I was the biggest advocate for Odell. I said I wanted a player who was passionate, who was outspoken, who could light that spark in the locker room, and he could be that ignition on the field. Everything that you have done since you have left our organization has shown exactly why we got rid of you. So we sent you to Cleveland to die. So we sent you to Cleveland with their number one overall QB who's already praised to be their savior to die. We sent you to go play with your best friend and potentially a top 10 wide receiver in the league in Jarvis Landry. David Njoku, a really young and up-and-coming tight end who's making his way, a defense that's on the rise. You guys are loaded at running back. You can have a stable of running backs by committee that you don't even have to commit to. All of these things, and people are predicting that you guys are going to beat out the Ravens and the Steelers for your division title, but we sent you there to die. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Honestly, if I don't ever hear from Odell Beckham again, it'll still be too soon. You are supposedly supposed to be a top 5 player. You're this big advocate online about how people come at you and they write these incorrect narratives of you. No, man, you're pushing the fucking narrative. Look at what you're doing. How many months ago was that trade? You're still talking about us? Like, bro, get our dick out your mouth. Like, it's over. You don't fucking play for us. You don't wear blue anymore. You're not on the fucking Giants. Worry about taking that shit excuse of a fucking franchise to somewhere that they've never been before. Stop worrying about what the fuck we're doing. You see how quick we gave his number away? We gave his number away to somebody who's probably not even going to make the fucking roster. You know why? Because you are insignificant. You are irrelevant to us. You are an afterthought. This dude needs to become a fucking professional, and honestly, I feel really embarrassed that we even gave him that contract. That contract is for a professional that shows that he knows how to fucking act and how he knows how to be a role model in the locker room. And you know what? Maybe the Cleveland Browns are proud to claim a player like that and say that that player is on their team. I'm ashamed to say that we ever had that type of player on our team.
Hey man, they need to put butts in the seats somehow.
That's what I'm saying. But you know what? Like, with all the other talent that they have all across the field, this up-and-coming defense that they have going on, you guys are actually primed to actually do something this year. If not, win your division, at least make a stake for wild card. And you're worried about what an NFC East team is doing? Come on, fam. Come on. Did we see any other high-profile athlete after leaving their organization still talk about them for months and months and months and months? Like, every time that a fucking microphone is in front of his face, he's talking more about what we're doing and what happened with us and what's going on with his own team. Like, motherfucker, you missed training camp. Your coach was talking about how he was worried that you wouldn't be able to get the system because you missed the first couple of weeks of camp. Like, what are you talking about? Stop talking about us. Do your shit. Be a professional and show us that you actually earn the fucking money that this team is willing to pay you.
Well,
and to answer your question, if we ever heard like a player still talking about their old team after being traded, my answer is yes, Antonio Brown, but not to the extent as Odell.
Yeah, I mean, there was a period there, and he's over that.
Yeah, I haven't heard AB mention the Steelers in at least like a goddamn week or two. Like, it seems like Odell talks about the Giants like at least like every other day of a week. Even if it's like a little slight jab or something like that, it's unnecessary. Even when we let Landon go, Landon made his little jabs left and right, but now Landon hasn't mentioned us either. Like, his whole last thing was, "I'll never say the word giant again," which in itself is stupid. But like, even he hasn't talked about it. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna let you go. That's it. I'm moving right on from that. You talk about Kuz's corner. You just God.
Steal my thunder.
Yo, for real.
Hey man,
Kuz has a corner. What is a boo at?
I got a soapbox. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing on a corner. I'm standing. Kuz let me hold the corner down for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I give it back up.
Yeah, true. Who's out here renting out corner space now? That's crazy.
Hey,
First of
man,
all,
gotta
watch
make
your
money.
mouth. Don't talk about my man that way. All right, it ain't like that. All right.
He's
Times
making
is
money.
hard right now. I gotta make a little money.
Yo, throw some of that sports marketing. Try to help you. All right. So I know you guys been watching preseason. We're gonna talk about the Giants in a bit, but just in general, is there anybody that you've seen or heard that it could be a rookie, drafted or undrafted? It could be like Kyler Murray or whatever. It could be, we were even a veteran trying to make a team. Um, is there anybody that you guys think or that you can think of right now that actually has showed you something worth watching for, even if it's not with that team, maybe something that you want to look for later on?
Man, to be honest, as much as I hate the Bills, I fuck with Christian Wade. I just hope he doesn't stick with the Bills.
That's a fact. That rugby player, that motherfucker runs hard. What
Impressive.
does he have? Like 2 carries, each went for like 60 yards.
I don't know. Dude can ball, and he is tough to bring down. You are not getting him down with one body.
I don't know why the fuck they don't recruit more rugby players to play
Well,
football. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they started this whole pathway program, and you're actually, I think they should like open up to more players being able to come. I think I don't know the total of players, but I know it's only a certain amount of players allowed to come over, and whatever team that signs them, normally you're allowed to have only allowed to have 10 players in your practice squad, but whatever teams have like these rugby players in the pathway program are allowed to add them to the practice squad as the 11th man. So I think that's pretty cool. I just think it should be opened up more to more players.
Nah, for sure. And then
Now,
another, what'd you say?
I was just saying now him and the guy the Jets have, Valentine Holmes, like these guys were fucking bona fide superstars in Australian rugby. Or maybe the other guy might be from England, but Valentine Holmes, bona fide superstar in Australian rugby. Christian Wade, bona fide superstar rugby player, wherever he was playing. Like, the guys are athletes, man. And it's not, I mean, it's not exactly like American football, but it's not far off.
That's a fact. And also, like, it leaves you to wonder, like, how shitty is the pay in rugby that you're willing to come over here and, like, essentially maybe have the outcome of being a camp body and you're still going to go through that? Like, there has to be, like, some kind of, like, discrepancy between the pay of, like, these rugby players because man came out here like he had a fucking purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's trying to get some kind of bread. He's trying to get a contract or
I
something.
mean, we don't know about the pay, man, because to be honest, they could be making good money out there, but you know what? Maybe their dream their whole life was to play American football in the NFL. I mean, if you're that good at rugby and wherever they're playing, like superstars like that, but your dream is always to play in the NFL, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go take that shot. You wanna know why? Because if I don't make it, I could still go back there for a little bit until I get better at American football. Like,
Yeah, another rookie though, that David Montgomery kid from Chicago. That kid's looking like he's going to be like the real deal. Not only is he a good, strong runner, he has receiving abilities. You know what I'm saying? And I think with the way that offense is built, especially with Mitchell Trubisky, he's going to come in handy for him. So I'm going to keep an eye on him as well.
I think they said another point of what they like from him is his run blocking, his
Mm-hmm.
willingness to run block and blitz pick up and stuff. I think that's what another thing they said that they really loved about him coming out of college. I know I saw last week. I think it was Kyler Murray kind of struggled. I think it was I forgot who they were playing, but I did see he kind of struggled to hit a couple throws in the last game that they played. And also, I've been seeing a lot of Drew Lock struggling a lot in his
I
games.
mean, he was starting to look pretty good in that last preseason game this weekend until he got hurt.
Drew
But
Lock.
like, yeah, I think he got hurt something with his thumb. He landed awkwardly on his thumb or something like that. But to touch base on your Kyler Murray topic, um, I'm just straight up, they're gonna have to get rid of that whole hand clap thing. It's gonna become a problem for them. They were calling it false start on Kyler Murray like a lot in that last preseason game. Just give it up, man. Like Cliff Kingsbury, I get it. You're trying to be innovative. Just get rid of it, man. It's gonna cause you more problems than good.
Yeah, I think they're saying it's like initiating a snap or whatever, or simulating a snap, something like that. So it's like I think that's the same thing they did with like Aaron Rodgers because he used to uh he used to move his hands real quick, like he's catching a snap, and it's almost like he's drawing the defense off. So I think they're trying to say it's something similar to that, like you're simulating a snap, you clap your hands or something like that, something that's going to throw the defense off that might make them want to jump. So I mean, the whole Aaron Rodgers thing kind of annoying because I didn't see a real problem with him, like the way he moved his hands. But the Kyler Murray thing, that's just the whole clap. That's kind of a college thing to me anyway. Like
Cam does it.
yeah, I guess.
Cam's like the only other quarterback I could think of that actually does it successfully. Like if you notice on pre-snaps, he's back there. He'll probably clap it like once or twice easily. But like Arizona, man, their O line is like depleted. You know what I'm saying? Like they have guys that are playing O line this year that like missed the entire season last year. AQ Shipley, who's playing center, was out the entire season last year, and now he's getting acclimated to this offense. And you know they went from an offense that was designed for Josh Rosen to now going to an offense that's designed for Kyler Murray. And like again, you know he's playing for the fucking Cardinals. Like they have like a long way to go before they're the type of team that he can really do anything with. It's not his abilities. Maybe it's his mental state. Maybe it's the way that if he gets nervous and he knows that he really doesn't have the protection that he's used to, especially like at Oklahoma. But yeah, man, they need to figure that situation out fast because that type of talent, you can't let something like that burn out too fast. You can't throw him in there and have him get beaten up or have him running for his life. And that's basically what he's been doing.
Yeah, I mean, speaking on the Cardinals, hey, like I know we talked about it earlier. Well, back during the first season of Nosebleeds, we talked about it. You're right. The Cardinals, their whole line, I think it was 4 out of 5 of their starters. Or I know Pugh was out for a while, and I believe it was like their right tackle, and somebody else was out for a while too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I remember we talked about that before. The O line was like pretty depleted. But I heard the last Cardinals game I watched, guy Andy Isabella, he was like balling in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I watched for a while, and he was doing really well.
Yeah, he put on.
Yeah, I think he did. I don't know if he did return or not, but from the plays I was watching on offense, like his route running was crisp. He's fast. So I know they're really loving him already. And then there's somebody else I was just thinking about too. Oh, and I was also gonna bring up the whole. I was watching the Niners Broncos game last night, and Jimmy G looked like he was struggling. Did you guys peep any of that game?
I mean, yeah, I did, but let's be real. That was literally his first game back since tearing his ACL. He was probably a little shook, a little rusty, a little scared in the pocket. You know what I mean? I kind of expected that. I didn't expect him to go 1 for 6, but I mean, I totally 100% expect him to be a little nervous back there. Really, the big thing for him is going to be mentally trusting his knee, his surgically repaired knee. That's going to be pretty big for him. If he can get over that fear, I think he's going to be all right.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, go ahead, Joe.
I think it was just I was more surprised. I thought they were just going to try to build upon his confidence on that knee and just give him more like rhythm passes, like short 3 to 5 yard passes, just to get him to kind of a rhythm, and so he could see that like his knee's stable and build that confidence back up. So when they start opening up the field a little bit, he'd be more confident about it. That's what I thought they were going to do, but it seemed like they were just trying to like pick right back up and just throwing all these complex routes and everything and plays and stuff. But then a lot of people were saying that they were surprised about it. They thought that he was just going to just get like a couple series of just like 5 and 6 yard passes, some easy slants and posts and coming back and stuff like that. Just simple rhythm throws just to get him back. But Boo, I cut you off. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, I think like you guys said, like he's just shook right now. 1 for 6 with an interception. I think they said 4 of his 6 passes hit Broncos defenders' hands or hit the Broncos defenders. Dude is like, I like because I can tell like he definitely wasn't anticipating getting that injury. I mean, obviously no one anticipating an injury like that, but I think
No.
even if he's physically and the structure is back and if he's able to actually stand on that leg, it's something mentally, something between the eyes that he has to get through because that he was not playing like the Jimmy G. You remember when he first came to the Niners? I think it was like the last 4 games of the season. Dude was standing in there making big throws, playing like the dude that deserved to get the contract that he got. And granted, it's only preseason. Maybe he's just shaking off the cobwebs, but that's another quarterback, man. If they don't fix whatever is going on with him mentally right now, it's going to be a big setback for them.
Yeah. So before we go to our team, just a quick comparison. Like I know from the first week we saw Daniel Jones shine this preseason game, and we saw Haskins struggle pretty badly. Now the second week we saw Daniel Jones, we saw Haskins, and they both had their struggles, but both actually still performed pretty well, pretty decently. Um, did you guys see? I know week one Haskins, I believe, had two interceptions, and I believe one was brought back for a pick six. But
Oh,
but the second week, I don't know what Haskins. I don't remember. I know he had a better showing the second week, but just what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, my big thing on this is like I feel like you really can't compare the two quarterbacks in readiness because Daniel Jones played in a pro style offense at Duke, and Dwayne Haskins. I mean, the kid has tremendous talent, but he wasn't as ready as Daniel Jones. I mean, I think it's gonna take Haskins a little bit longer to adjust than it would Daniel Jones. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Daniel Jones, other than the ball security issue, we had those three fumbles in the first half. Uh, Man, dude is just. I like the way that he keeps his composure out there. I'll say that. And then when he knows that he's going up against an inexperienced corner, that he knows that he can take certain shots with minimal risks, like that. The ball that he threw to the end zone to Jones. You know what I'm saying? That corner was completely turned around. He had no idea, and it really wasn't like the best placed ball, but I think he realized like, okay, like this guy isn't playing the best coverage on him, so I'm able to put the ball kind of where I need to get this touchdown. The thing with is I saw tremendous arm talent. This kid can fucking. Thing is, I think he relies on his arm strength a little bit too much. That one bomb that he had, like that 40, 50-yard touchdown pass, beautiful ball. But if you notice, he really didn't. Maybe it's because he didn't have time to, but he didn't really step up in the pocket on the throw. It was like he literally just aired it out. And like I said, he has the arm strength to do so. But I think that in order for him to really develop, he really has to get more of like a pocket presence. Because I'm pretty sure he got drilled on that hit too, which is like, the fact that that a rush is coming and that you're able to get that ball out there. That's, in my opinion, that's 1,000% reliant on your arm strength. If he learns to just have a little bit more pocket presence, I think that he's going to be their
But
QB of the future.
I mean, at the same time, I thought that was great, like poise to stay in there and make that throw. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure he knew the guy was there and he knew
Yeah,
his was open. He knew he could make that throw. I mean, like yeah, his pocket presence needs work, but at the same time, I thought it was pretty good poise from him as a rookie.
So speaking of speaking of our teams, we're gonna just jump into this, and there's probably, I mean, unless you guys have any other things, other things you want to talk about. Um, so let's go with Cruz first. What are your early takes on your Jets, and who are some people that have I guess disappointed you, people that have impressed you, and people that you might see getting cut, make the team? What you got?
Well, one big disappointment to me, and a guy I'm not a really big fan of, got cut today. Santos Ramirez, gone out of here. We cut him after we signed Stephen Anthony or Stephon Anthony. um, what I'm really impressed with is with Bronson Kafusi's like resilience on the defense. He stepped up big time in the preseason. I think he'll earn a roster spot. Also, last game against the Falcons, Quinnen didn't really show up a whole lot in the stat sheet. I think he had like one tackle or whatever, but my guy made an impact. He was consistently taking on double teams, causing. He got a couple of holding calls. That's both preseason games he's played in. He's gotten a holding call called against the O line. The dude is he's going to be a problem. I've actually been really impressed with Jamison Crowder. Like I like Jamison Crowder as a player, but I was kind of against giving him that big contract. But he's making me retract my statements on that. He's been balling. Sam looks really good. He looks a lot more comfortable, very confident, trusts his receivers. Our O line is holding up a lot better than most people thought it would. I think we're gonna I think we're gonna be all right this year on the offensive side. A pretty big disappointment for me is, man, we got to get cornerback depth. Tremaine is hurt with an injury, hamstring. The practice after the game, Kyron Brown, who is impressing a lot of teammates and coaches, hamstring injury. It's getting out of hand. Like, but I mean, you got to make do. You got to make the best of what you got, and we just got to learn to play with what we have left right now. So I think, good thing is we got Greg Williams as our defensive coordinator, and he's very good at adjusting his defense to fit the player skills that he has to play.
All right. Boo, we'll get your perspective on the Giants. Same questions. What you did, uh,
Yeah. I mean, our offense. I think that when we're clicking, when we're gelling, and when we're moving, it can be a really efficient offense. But then we show at times ball security is like not that. I mean, maybe obviously it's emphasized, but just seeing how reckless we were with the ball and the fumbles. Luckily, we were able to recover a couple of them. But I mean, that's something that we really have to work on. Um, that Jones kid, man, like I really hope he makes the team because like he's really put on. Him and Daniel Jones have like a really good chemistry. You can tell that like he looks for him often. You know what I'm saying? So I really hope he makes the team because also we need depth at wide receiver. Another shot in the dark that I'm gonna take, and I'm willing to die on this hill. I think that our run defense is gonna be a lot better than people are anticipating. I think we're gonna have a lot bigger impact from players like B.J. Hill and Kareem Martin. Um, you know, our defensive line. I don't know. I really don't know how we're gonna do pass rush wise. Lorenzo Carter really has to step up. He really has to take it to the next level if we're gonna be a point of emphasis. O'Shane Jimenez, the thing is he doesn't anticipate how quickly he's able to beat the tackle, and sometimes he gets to the quarterback easier than he thinks, and it's like he panics, and it's like he doesn't immediately go after the quarterback. But he has the speed and he has the strength. I think his conditioning can be questioned at times, but as the season goes on, the more practices he has under his belt, hopefully that improves too. Um, Man, our pass coverage scares me like entirely, and not so much from the safeties position because at some point we had like Michael Thomas and our second string safety playing, but I'm pretty confident with Bethea and Peppers back there. But our corners, man, we have so many young guys out there behind Janoris, and there were a couple of times you see players like Julian Love and Corey Ballantyne getting turned around on routes, and they're going up against second stringers. They're not even going up against starting wide receivers. They're getting these reps in to kind of get game ready. They're getting turned around out there. So our pass coverage, which has been our biggest weakness for the last couple of seasons, it's really concerning me this year. Hopefully, maybe this is just jitters that they're shaking out in the preseason. They're able to get it together. And somebody that I think is going to capitalize off the great year that he had last year and potentially be a Pro Bowler 2 years in a row. Aldrick Rosas, man, like dude balled out last year, very efficient kicking the ball for us, and this year in the preseason, you know what I'm saying? I feel like his leg has gotten stronger, his accuracy, his touch on the ball, the way that he's able to hook balls when he's going for like 40 and over. I really think that he's about to become like the next like great giant special teamer that we have. Riley Dixon, I think that he, for the most part, he does his job out there, but I wish his leg was a little bit stronger. Um, but yeah, I saw a lot of good things out there, but definitely a lot more things that I think that we're definitely gonna have to work on.
all right, all right. Um, Me personally, uh, my biggest things are, and it's a lot of battles. I always say like training camp battles and stuff like that. My two biggest things, probably I'd say, are the quarterback and probably the receiver positions. At least for the offense, I'd say, because I find myself I want to cut. I want Alex Clinton gone. I'd rather we get rid of him because especially showing off last game. Last game, this is against the Bears, like third teamers. You win the game, and he struggled mightily. Like I understand maybe the O line wasn't the best, but just the way he was throwing, overthrowing balls, underthrowing balls. He threw the triple coverage. He almost threw like 3 picks that game. And Arletta came in. He showed, good feet in the pocket, the ability to move on the run, and he threw a couple really good balls, and he threw a dart for a touchdown too. So um, when both of your quarterbacks have little to no experience, like when you're supposed a veteran quarterback who you're supposed to be able to trust to, if some God forbid something happened, that Eli could go down and win you a game. If Tandy doesn't have that experience because he's never really done anything in the NFL, so it's like, what's the difference between keeping Tandy on a letter to me? What you guys gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say like Tanny must be like the greatest third string quarterback of all time for the reason that you guys just won't cut him.
Yeah,
Like he must be the greatest like practice squad like quarterback, just like mimicking the defense, the other team's offense. Like that, you guys just won't cut him. You guys are like in love with this guy. He's a
no,
Christian quarterback.
I don't understand it. I really don't. Like, I would rather just have Eli, Daniel Jones, and Hawk Letter. But you know, that's an interesting thing to watch. I hope I'll let it be steady for that third string quarterback spot. Um, Running backs, I mean, obviously it's going to be who's backing up Saquon, who's spelling him when he comes out. Um, we gave Rod Smith some money, but at the same time, like, he hasn't done too much in the preseason to really separate himself from the pack, and he's been fumbling the ball. Paul Perkins again is showing his flashes of potential, but then again he makes a couple great plays and like one stupid play, and it's just like you got to be more consistent. But his strength lies in his versatility and the fact that he can catch the ball at the backfield, he can run, and he does special teams. And I personally am not the biggest Wayne Gallman fan because I feel like he's just a one trick pony at this point. All he does is get the ball and run forward. I, doesn't have good hands, and I don't believe he really does and really contributes anything special teams wise, which just shows a lack of versatility in my opinion. Um, you know, and then you have the guy Jonathan Hillman, local kid, came from Rutgers, from Jersey, and he's showing me something. He's really showing me he has some solid potential. So I mean, if he keeps going the way he's going, it's going to be tough to see who you're cutting. I mean, also you have to remember we Giants are rocking the fullback because we still have Elijah Penny, and more than likely he's making the team. I mean, other than that, I really won't touch on what Abud said as far as the secondary because I agree 100% with what you said. I see the talent, but they're very young, and that does scare me also.
Just
And
so just so you know, like I heard you say that you guys paid Rod Smith some money. That he's only making 805,000, and like none of it's guaranteed. So you guys really ain't paying him.
yeah, I understand that, but you still brought the guy in for a reason. That's my point in that whole thing. Like you brought the guy in for a reason, but he's not really showing anything different to me. Um, Other than that, the receiver battle is going to be interesting, and the tight end battle is going to be interesting because the way I look at those two is the fact that you have to see if you're going to go in with 6 or 7 receivers. Golden Tate's going to be suspended, obviously. Shepard says he's on track to play week 1, but his thumb's still busted, which leaves you give up the kid that me and Naboo both like, TJ Jones. So I hope he makes the team. That's 3. You'll probably have Fowler. That's 4. You'll probably have Ladler. That's 5. Which leaves you, if you rock with 6, that leaves you who are you going between Russell Shepard, there are a young kid, Alex Wesley, Reggie White Jr., the kid Alonzo Russell, who ran that Tanny pick down, so the kid didn't score that touchdown.
That kid is
So,
fast.
Man, I'll tell you what.
That kid has
4
wheels.
too.
I'm gonna
That
tell
kid
you.
has wheels.
I'll tell you what though. I'm that kid's making my team just for the fact that like not only did he like chase down that defender that picked the ball off, like he was on the ground, got up and busted his ass to catch up
He
to
was
that.
in the end zone. He
Yeah.
was in the end zone.
Like
Like
so to me,
dude
that's like
has wheels.
tremendous like hustle and drive to finish the play, even though you saved a pick six. You literally
Yeah,
got off the ground with a guy who's probably got a 15-20 yard head start and ran him down and saved the pick six.
yeah,
Like he's making my team just off that.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I was sitting around with a couple people, and they were like, "Oh, the Giants is that." I was like, "Yeah, aren't you a Giants fan?" I was like, "Yeah, but as a football fan, that's a great play. That's a great play on both sides. That's like first off that corner, the tremendous jump on the ball. He does a diving interception. It was a great play for that receiver, Alonzo Russell, to run him down from 5 yard line to the 50 yard line, run him down so he doesn't score a pick six. And I don't believe the Bears didn't even score that drive. So you
Hmm.
saved points. So like, that again, like you said, if nothing else, that kid to me is a red zone threat because he's 6'4". He's clearly our tallest receiver, and I can put him on special teams and know what he brings to the table.
Honestly, I would put him as a gunner. I would put him as a gunner on punt coverage. If there's nothing else that he can't make this team as, he's playing gunner. I want him on the outside, and I want him tracking down the ball carrier because that kid, man, I'm telling you right now. First of all, it was a shitty throw by Tanny, in my opinion. Absolutely horrible throw. Had he threw it a little bit higher, at least he would have given the receiver a chance. But it was a duck. This kid got up from the end zone, tracked this dude down like Koo said, for that alone, if he doesn't make this, if he didn't show you in that one play that he deserves to be on this team, nobody else on our offense really kind of stood there. And whatever it is, what it is. Like you gotta applaud that. You gotta applaud that kind of effort.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Um, last thing I'll say is the tight end battle. Tight end battle. That would be interesting because again, you have Evan Ingram, you have Rhett Ellison, and we were considering cutting Rhett Ellison for the draft because he was making, I think his contract's 4 years, $17 million, and we're considering cutting him for a while, and then we always find like these tight ends that just kind of we love. So you have the guy C.J. Conrad, undrafted tight end from Kentucky, who's if I had to say he'd probably be my disappointment because he hasn't shown me anything. He's already talked about all training camp and all the practices and OTAs and stuff was him and Daniel Jones, Conrad getting a couple first team reps, Conrad getting second team reps, and now it's just like the kid hasn't done anything in preseason. He had one or two plays, one or two catches, but he hasn't shown me anything. So you'll have your two tight ends with Evan Ingram and Ellison, and then you have three other tight ends. You have C.J. Conrad, you have Scott Simonson, who they loved last year. Obviously, they're letting him go. And you have Garrett Dickerson. So to me, I feel that it's just kind of a battle for the fourth tight end position that they choose to rock with four. Is try between. I mean, you could throw Simonson in there, but I don't see them cutting Simonson. So it's really between Conrad and Dickerson.
I hope
Listen,
Dickerson makes the team though, because he's, what I'm saying, Evan Ingram, he's that vertical threat tight end. Rhett Ellison, he can catch the ball, but I feel he's more in there for blocking than anything. But Dickerson, you just added another weapon at the tight end position. He can go out there, he can run a route, catch the ball for you. That honestly, if I was going to keep between him and Conrad, Dickerson would be the guy that I'd keep.
listen, man. If I'm a tight end on the Giants team, like I know for a fact I'm gonna bust my ass. I know I have a legitimate shot to make the team because as good as Evan Ingram is, like last few years he's been getting injured. He like you could be the greatest player in the league, but if you're not on the field, you ain't shit. Like you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like and that's something Evan Ingram's got to prove to the Giants and Giants fans and like football fans in general. Can you stay healthy and play to your abilities and play to your potential that everybody sees in you? Like
yeah,
the dude's got talent. Ain't
definitely,
nobody ever gonna knock that. The dude's got talent. He's got hands. He's got speed. He's a good player, but you got to stay healthy.
definitely. I agree with you. Definitely. Right. I mean, that's why Simonson got on the radar this past year. Evan Ingram went down, and then it was Rhett Ellison and Scott Simonson. But yeah, week 3 of preseason's coming. Is gonna be here in a couple days. I'll be watching for my Giants to see. I forget who we have next. I don't know why I want to say Atlanta, but I don't think that's right. Um, Recruit, do you know who you guys have next? Jets.
In the preseason,
Yeah, who you have this week?
we actually have our first preseason home game of the season. Well, technical home game um,
Yeah.
is against the Saints on Saturday, and then on week 4 we play the Eagles, which
Yeah,
is which really ain't shit because it's all gonna be like all the people like really battling for a roster spot playing that game.
and then we play
I
the
like watching those
Bengals
games.
this week.
The Bengals. The Bengals. I like watching that game. I like seeing all the people that are going to be like the fourth and fifth stringers trying to make the team. I like
Yeah.
seeing that all the people that are hustling trying to get that spot. But
Oh,
uh,
another topic. I really think out of the other two quarterbacks on the Jets battling for roster spot and Davis Webb and Luke Falk, I think Davis Webb's going to be the odd man out. He has looked god awful in preseason, and Luke Falk has. I don't want to say Luke Falk's been out here like balling and looking tremendous, but like he's looking
Doing his job.
he's looking serviceable. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be more comfortable keeping Luke Falk over Davis Webb.
what was the last game you guys played? Because he looked good in that last game. He led a couple drives for you that last game. You guys said
We
that.
played the Falcons and we won 22-10.
He had a couple. I think he had a couple of drives. He threw a touchdown pass that game too, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I
he
believe,
looked pretty.
yeah, towards the end.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. I liked him out of Washington State. I knew it was just going to be a big adjustment for him coming out of that offense.
Look, I mean, like entering the draft, you knew he was going to be one of those quarterbacks that was going to be a project quarterback. You know, nobody said he was going to come out and start fucking day one. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the kid's got talent. You know, it's like the talent is there. He can be serviceable, but you know we still got to develop him, and he's got to grow as a quarterback and as a player.
What's surprising me is the Jags and the Ravens seeing a lot of Gardner Minshew and Trace McSorley getting a lot of playing time in preseason. And from what I see with Stallions, they're not doing too bad either.
Dude, Minshew got his shit rocked in week one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he probably got up though. He got up though. I know
He
he
for
did.
sure got up. I remember, but he got his shit rocked. And I was just like, yo, welcome to the league, kid. You ain't even in like a real game yet.
I'm not gonna lie, I love that guy though. He's just so much. He's so much fun to watch. Like you at Washington State, that was so much fun to just watch on the sidelines and everything in the game. Like I'm definitely cheering for him. I got you for Trace too. I got you for both from Penn State. Gotta do it. But have to man. Yeah, come on, it's right there. Like come on.
I just want everybody to know nobody took more L's in the draft than me and Joe from our college teams to the NFL.
Yeah, all right, we're not
Nobody
going back to that.
nobody took more L's than us.
We're not going back to that. That was such a bad night. Oh my god, such a long 3 days. Oh boy, Miles Sanders. Oh man.
Fucking Damian Harris to the Patriots. That was such a
Oh,
sad day.
oh yo, you know what's crazy? That's how it really happened to us too. Your favorite
Yeah.
team, he goes to the Patriots, and Miles Sanders goes to the Eagles.
Oh, apparently there's been talk that Miles Sanders might end up being the feature back too. Like he's been impressing the coaches and teammates so much that like yo they might really rock with him week one. And, you know, not to say that Jordan Howard is not going to get like playing time, but you know Miles Sanders is obviously going to be the feature back.
Kid's nasty. I watched them all last season. I watched them. I watched them this whole time in Penn State. He's nasty. Uh, yeah, that's all I got for tonight, man. I'm good if you guys are. Any last words? Do we have a preseason cruises corner? A booty another rant up your sleeve? What do we got? Give me
I'm
some. Come
good.
on.
I'm good, yo. I
Come
got
on.
that shit off my chest. I've exercised Odell. I got it out my system. You feel
Come
me?
on. Nosebleeds is back. Come on now. Another season. Another season. Are you ready, boy? You're not ready. They're not ready. They're not ready.
Hey man, I just want to apologize to my fans for not being on the Giants and Jets post game review. Joe's a fucking scumbag and didn't say it.
Abu, drop
All
that
even my
beat.
ass,
Drop that
you know. Uh,
We're done here. We're done. I'm not hearing it. We're done.
anyway,
We
Joe's a
apologize
fucking
to nobody.
scumbag. I told him to
We apologize
apologize,
to
but you know,
nobody.
he didn't do it, so I'm gonna do it
No,
myself.
I don't care. I don't care about the Jet fans. How about that? How about that?
About
Joe,
to.
Joe, you know they only come back for Coos.
Yeah, I know.
It's the only reason they come back, even though Coos don't promote. All right, good night, America.
I don't
DJ, kick
promote.
that beat. Kick that beat. Play us out. Where's the outro? Wait, guitar riff.
Hey, hold up. Cut the music. Cut the music.
No, no,
Cut the music. So
almost right there.
yeah,
Then I go back.
yeah, we'll go back to it. I just, something I just remember something in my mind. But listen, guys,
You know how to just.
week one of college football is a week from Saturday. I am pretty hyped. Hyped.
Oh shit, yeah, let's cover that. What do you guys? Who you guys start off the year against? Penn State and Alabama.
Oh boy. Now I
All
gotta
right,
look at.
well shit, I'm gonna open it up. opens the season against those fuck boys from Gainesville. Versus UF. We also worked away. We worked out a home and home series. I think in 2021 and 2022. We're gonna come out, smack the Gators in the fucking mouth. It's gonna be a Category 5 hurricane, and yeah, man. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. Kuz was talking shit about my boy Tate Martell, and guess what? Came out like a true team player. He has no problem moving over to wide receiver. It's my guy. He came here. He still wants to play. I mean, to be honest, I don't know the portal rules, so I don't even know if he's allowed to leave yet. So maybe that's the only reason why he's doing it. But that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is Jaron Williams, ladies and gentlemen. Hear that name.
Hey, we'll see about it.
Whatever.
I'm just saying, I told my boy, like my boy made a post trashing the Gators. Not that I give a fuck about the Gators or the Hurricanes at all. But he was like really talking like some hardcore shit. And I just simply said, I was like, listen, man, if y'all lose to Gators, I better not hear you say or post anything about the Canes the rest of the year. So y'all better beat the Gators. You got I mean, hey man, you guys are talking some mad shit. Y'all better back it
Look,
up.
man, I'm just saying we have the highest likelihood of any team ranked outside the top 10 to win the national championship. That's an actual statistic. I did not pull that out of my ass. That was a real thing. ESPN pulled that up. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm rocking with it. Manny Diaz, fuck Temple, came back to Miami. Top 5 defense in the nation. I think we were like number 2 overall in run defense last year. And we got our fucking defensive coordinator back as our head coach. It's all right, man. I like it. I like what's going on down there.
Oh, so we're gonna do a little Saturday, we're gonna do a little college football nosebleeds too. Oh man,
I
there's so
mean,
much.
you guys
There's so much to
sprinkling
cover.
just a little
Oh,
bit, Joe. You know what I'm saying?
oh man, we're
Who
gonna
you
do a
guys
full
start the year
song.
against?
Listen. There
We
actually is a
got,
few
we got,
teams.
we got ice.
Hold on. I got some shit to say real quick. There's actually a few teams
So
in it.
well.
Shut up, man. I'm talking. So
Like,
listen. So listen. There's actually quite a few teams on here that I feel like Miami should be ranked ahead of. Actually, pretty much any team from 17 down does not belong in the top 25 for sure.
Ballsy.
Yeah, and who's 17? You might ask. The self-proclaimed national champions that never made the playoffs, UCF themselves. Listen, man.
They need to cut the check. They just need to cut the check and play Alabama.
Yo, I'm dying for it. Like I'm dying for it. Like they need to sit down and shut up. Like for real. But Iowa State, Iowa State don't belong in the top 25. Syracuse is 22. Come on, man. Let's be real here. Washington State, come on. Let's be honest. Nebraska's 24. Stanford's 25. Miami for sure should be ranked ahead of any of those teams.
I think outside of Clemson, we have the best chance of taking our conference. And obviously, Clemson is the by far favorite. But I think that if we could just capitalize, if we make them only rely on Trevor Lawrence, if we completely take away their run game, that'll be the best thing that we can do. You can't stop Trevor Lawrence.
But you gotta slow him down.
Him, if put too much on him, then maybe he gets worn out second half, something. I don't know. But our run defense is going to be the staple of our team this year. It has been the last few seasons. Top 5 defenses in the nation, number 2 rushing defense in the nation. Manny Diaz. I feel like
Who's
a
number
broken
one?
record, but fuck it.
Who is number 1 rushing defense in the nation?
Don't care. I didn't bother looking.
Look it up. Look it up.
It's gonna take too long. I gotta really research.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be real with y'all. Alabama, we're coming for revenge this season. We're coming out with a vengeance. We got a huge chip on our shoulders. Clemson embarrassed us in the national championship game. You know, they embarrassed us in the championship game. Made us look like clowns. So we're coming out with a mean vengeance this season. And real quick, who's y'all picked to win the Heisman?
Trevor
I don't
Lawrence.
know. Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, honestly, if I'm just going off of right now without seeing anything so far, ask me again like week 6. I'll have a better answer for you. But right now, he just named All American today.
I mean, he should.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was
Yeah, he
named
was.
All American, and you know what I'm saying. This year, I feel like they're gonna shove him down our throat. Fucking Sunshine from Remember the Titans is gonna win Heisman, probably lead them back to another national championship. Hopefully, you guys get your shit together this time. Because I'll be honest with you, that pretty motherfucker, I don't like seeing him raise a trophy. Honestly,
Hey man, I didn't mind it. The thing that bothered me is that he did it versus us. You feel me? So,
that's what I'm saying.
but no. So funny story is, sometimes I'd be lurking Facebook reading some dumb shit, and probably one of the dumbest things I read on there was a couple of Dolphins fans talk about how they're gonna suck for Trevor for next year. Hey man, jokes on you. He can't enter the
Thanks for
draft after the
Trevor.
2021 season.
Thanks for Trevor.
Yeah, Kuz. I mean, your first mistake was talking to Dolphins fans.
Well, I wasn't talking.
Then
I was just lurking. I thought it was hilarious.
they don't come with all some assembly required. You know what I'm saying? Batteries not included.
Yeah, it's probably getting some from Harbor Freight.
Required.
Like you buy the package and you try to put it together, and then you just don't have all the shit to put it together because that's Harbor Freight.
Or it's like IKEA where you get the instructions, but it's in another fucking language. So you go and get Josh Rosen when you already have Ryan Fitzpatrick. That type of shit.
I actually thought that was a good pickup for them.
We're getting
Listen,
rambling now.
listen, man.
I digress.
Yeah, all right. Hit the
Digress to
music.
that outro.
Hit
Play
the
me out,
music.
boy.
Hit the music.
Play me out. Stop with the guitar riff. Let's use my guitar riff. Please, guys. Episode so so good, guys. Next week, Nosebleeds is back. You. All right. Good night.